last time got dark. Really dark. We picked up right at the conclusion of one battle with the necromancer and followed it with an interrogation. Some people, Zephyr, learning a bit more about their former teacher. Y'all returned back to the guild hall to report what you found. Were thanked, though no reward was able to follow. However, Zephyr, you were, as you went to rest that night, you were greeted with a message in your mind to meet in the morning. A former colleague of yours. Seraphina. Sorry.
I wanted to say not an ex.
Yeah.
He is not his ex.
Yeah.
Likely story.
Informing the group about this message, y'all came to the consensus over some breakfast that you would see what exactly Seraphina wanted. And it appeared what she wanted was to ambush all of you and potentially
frame us.
Frame you for the murder of Magus, who lay dead and bleeding, dead and bloodied in the middle of the courtroom.
Let's say that he is lying after being torn in half, because if I remember the description, the dude was dry. I'm not sure if that's the correct term.
He certainly wasn't keen on being in the condition he was in. Following yet another combat ensued. Y'all not taking this slight laying down. You managed to apprehend Seraphina, knocking her unconscious and destroying her doors. However, in the midst of combat, part of the ceiling got destroyed, crumbling down around you all. And David made a choice to hide the body. The sound of guards approaching had been filling the background and getting louder for the past several moments. We'll pick up here. You have a few seconds. What do you want to do?
Somebody stall for time, please.
Can I cast? I'll say to specifically Shinar, grab onto someone, and I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy as much as I can around the room to dim the lights to hopefully give us some time.
Is the room being lit by torches, lamps, or is there a natural light coming in?
There's a huge hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, and it's
there is no
That answers my question. Fantastic. I'm gonna blow the battens.
Okay. You blow it. No sound comes out of it, but that's not unusual.
That's not a. Oh yeah, and then hold on. Let me check one last thing. Did we tie her up, or did we just knock her out?
Tie her up.
Yeah, you yell time. Well,
okay.
actually, no, yeah, just kind of knocked her out. I really haven't had time.
Yeah, she's knocked out. She shrank, so she would have escaped her wrappings before.
Yeah. So
Alright.
I do have a.
I mean, if you just want for her to be dragged out of there and kept out of sight,
Oh, I've got that.
Cinder is there.
I can carry her and
And-
lift her up with speed.
And Cinder is the size of a horse right now.
That's
Uh,
actually fantastic.
You guys, I was not caught with you guys when you guys got into your shenanigans earlier. They don't know my face. What I'm willing to do is go out towards the front and basically pretend to be involved and say, I'm so terrible. Like, basically explain there was some sort of children playing with explosives, with explosive magic. Everything's fine, everything's under control. We're just
Zephyr's gonna look at the corpse of the Magus. Explosives, huh?
well, considering the fact that we have hidden the body, apparently.
Body's under invisibility spell. The moment this guy he points towards the David, loses concentration, the spell falls off.
So
We need to be either really smart or to just book it.
Or we could frame her. If we got a spare knife, we could smear some blood and smear her hands with the blood.
The dude is physically broken.
So I'm
we
going to make
do
life
see-
even. Okay, sorry.
we do have the ruins of golems. If we basically take out her spell components, leave them tied, like leave them out next to her, we can make it seem like she was tie her up, leave her spell components out of the way. Basically show the image. This is a spellcaster. There are ruins of like statues around the area, and this thing was bludgeoned heavily. Corpse was bludgeoned heavily.
You know that she is well known in respecting this place, and I have warned you all that she is extremely skilled in custom manipulations. Great ally to have, worst enemy, and one of worst possible enemies to imagine.
Small.
Whoa.
David, I hope you have a proper idea.
Yes. We're keeping your ex, so I'm going to cast invisibility on her too.
Wouldn't that drop concentration on the original?
Yes,
Would it?
it would. You only have on one tab.
Alright. You're going to have to make a choice, Cinder. Somebody needs to leave this room. Either the dead body or the bitch.
Don't look at me. This is your show, David. He's already giving instructions to Cinder to pick up the Seraphim and drags her about. Carry.
Yeah. Is there a back entrance here?
Please ping it.
The body is.
It should be around here.
Oh, yeah, the body is.
Yeah. So, is there a back entrance to this building?
There's a giant hole in the ceiling.
Yes, but that's very obvious if you can leap through it.
A giant crow leaving a giant hole with nothing obvious in its beak. It's alright, right?
I mean,
We don't have much time left.
I wouldn't say alright, but it might work.
I have
We
an
have to do
idea.
something.
I have an idea. For the giant crow, you enlarge that with magic, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's just a giant crow by normal?
No, Cinder does it on her own. She can change her size.
Oh, that is awesome. But, what if we have Cinder fly up with the body of with the corpse that's visible while holding that in his beak while holding Seraphina invisible in talons, fly out of town, and we basically say we must pursue them.
Shinar,
the giant bird attack.
that's actually a good idea. Rather than just her invisible, both of them visible, and it seems like she's escaping with a dead body.
Necromancer.
Oh,
David, do you mind sitting on the invisible one with Cinder while holding Seraphim so it seems that she is conscious, that she is sitting on its back?
basically make the body visible, cast invisibility on yourself, fly out while holding Seraphina in your arms on the bird's back, and the body in its talons or beak, fly away, basically stage it as like Seraphina is escaping a murder or a kidnapping
You can pull it
on
off?
the back of a giant bird.
It's theatrical. It's fun. Let's do it.
Okay.
Alright,
Cinder, you're a smart girl, you already know what we're talking about. David, showtime.
Cast the invisibility on
yourself.
myself. Me. Yes, me. I guess I just come here. You see me? Come here.
Cinder is looking in your way like you're an idiot. Yet, and
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drag that. I'm gonna drag this woman over here too.
I'll help David.
You can see that this person that says, "You owe me for this."
The sound of footsteps is growing louder. You can hear one of the people coming. I believe it came from this direction.
David,
Let's boogie. Let's boogie. Let's boogie.
All right.
I'm on the bird with the body or the woman that your ex.
I'm gonna connect this psionic whisper with David. This distance is only a mile, unfortunately, but let me know when you escaped.
will do. That's not gonna take long. I'm guessing that Cinder picks up the corpse in one of her talons. David brings Seraphine on the back of the Cinder. Ugh. That got complicated.
I'm like puppeting her body the whole time, doing like an evil witch cackle as we're flying off.
So
They're getting away!
we need to make a show out of this. As they're leaving, like different spells.
As Cinder begins to take flight, the door is kicked open, blown off completely, and slides to the middle of the room. You see a short dwarven man adorned in silver plate and gold, with gold trim. What the hell do we have here? He watches as Cinder takes flight out of the city. Oh, this
She's getting away!
I'll get you next time, my pretties.
Why did you decipher something? That means Mamba is
gotta go.
worried before
About
casting
15
a
people.
frostbite, intentionally aiming through the air so that they can see that he fired a spell after them.
Okay.
Yeah.
About 15 people flood the doorway behind him, rushing in, several of them surrounding Yao, and the man who kicked through the door stops a few of them. Head outside, find that bird, take it down. And as they take off back in the other direction, heading outside, he walks calmly up to the lobby. This had better be good.
Would you believe
Does
us
this look
if you said that we have no idea what the freak just happened?
Yeah. In all seriousness, we were having a polite conversation with the Magus.
Where's the
Unfortunately,
Magus?
Unfortunately, in the talons of that giant bird that just flew off.
After being broken by, and then he would point toward the remains of a golem, quote unquote.
Roll a deception check.
Can I use guidance on myself?
You could,
Doesn't
but
help.
it'd be pretty obvious that you're going to.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I will not do so.
Can he say that he has advantage?
Okay. Deception.
Okay, you actually.
All I said was we are.
worse than he did.
I just said, we're having a nice meeting with Magus. I never
You're
said
right,
anything
you're
about
right.
what I
Except for you also rolled
I mean,
deception.
I technically wasn't lying. He was killed by that construct.
We left our liar with the bird.
I'm a liar too.
Then step up, liar.
Say something, please.
Gentlemen, that woman, I don't know what she wanted from us, but she just, well, she summons these dead creatures. Can you not see all around us? These golems, these corpses, and she ran away flying on that giant bird with the magus dripping blood. You see the blood over there. We tried to stop her, but we couldn't.
Yes, I see the remains of the However, I can't verify all of your story. What I think I've seen, what I might have seen, may not be what was actually happening. The rest, a lot of them, we'll have this conversation once you're all safely locked up.
As they're approaching, Zephyr would literally just unbuckle the satchel with his spell components, his spell book, the sword, and his meteor hammer, and just put them on the ground, hands in front of him, waiting to be shackled.
Wise decision.
I have nothing to hide.
The guards move into you all. They start with you, Zephyr, putting chains on you. As the chains are wrapped around you, you see runes grow. Or, not grow, glow. And you can feel your strength diminish. For the time you're wearing these chains, your strength modifier is a -2.
Okay?
And that's going to be for everybody. So
My strength is not that stat either way, so I'm good.
To you, it just feels like a heavy piece of. But
He's looking at those. Can this be used for training?
yes, actually, it's part of my own routine.
Huh. Did you create them or can it be bought?
No, I didn't. It was actually the Magus I did. Probably the only good he's ever had. But
Please don't go like that. I'm certain he had many ideas that were good.
he was a twat.
Can I ring a message to David just to make sure he's far away, or at least like within like?
Yeah.
David, you gone?
You're not talking to the David. You're talking to the evil witch.
Good enough.
So, as y'all gets as you're all placed in chains, he gestures for y'all to move to one of the long benches that kind of outlines this wide opening in the room. So, let's start with the truth. Let's start with honesty, and please, only one at a time. So he points at you, Fluffy. How did you find yourself in this room this morning?
I need to check.
Wait, what?
Claudia's not great at lying. We walked into the room.
Yeah, God.
Just wandered on in, did you? He moves over to you, Shinar. And you, what manner of beast did you find when you walked in?
Well, when we walked in, we found the woman who flew off, and we found 2 golems. And the Magus on the ground.
And you, who looks at Zephon. How
Yes?
did the Magus get on the ground?
On the ground. Honestly, he was broken when we arrived. We had a meeting with him this morning.
So put on a movie.
When we arrived, he was broken, and she was there. Then her golem, or at least I presume it were her golems, attacked us. We retaliated, and she escaped. In the crudest way, explain it the crudest way possible.
You know, look at you, Albert. Who made the whole piece?
The mage did, the one that escaped. None of us are that powerful.
If I'm from you would say. You see, you say you're not that powerful, but and he'll reach past you and pull out your guild membership pin. Your guild membership and goes, I find it peculiar someone who isn't strong enough to punch a hole in the wall would be a gold member with the guild.
to clarify, that hole is in the ceiling.
Did you
Personally,
think we
I am
built the ceiling thick?
No. I'm mainly talking about reach.
Frankly, sir, as well, I may be a Goliath, but I'm not a strong
And as far as
Oh.
I know, none of us have magic that's focused on mass destruction. Stream of acid, I don't think it can do that level of destruction. And
And also, there'll be acid monks everywhere.
there is that.
Well, let us see.
I also mainly just punch stuff.
He looks behind
I
him.
make friends.
He looks behind him at from the guardsman. Go get the head of the guild. I'd like to inquire about this membership.
I would also like to clarify myself and the Goliath are relatively new members to this organization.
I'm gonna disconnect the whisper from David, because at this point I'm pretty sure he's far, far away, and reconnect it. I'm not sure if I'm reading it right, but I think I could do myself and the rest of us heal, because it's proficiency bonus.
Proficiency bonus per day, sort of thing.
Amount of
Or-
people.
People. Oh, number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus, and then roll once I die. Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so, Shinar, for the first time you're gonna feel this, you feel that a click in your brain happen, you kind of hear the voice in your head. You can talk in the head, don't worry, all of us, the four of us here, are connected right now.
Interesting. Echo? 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 Echo?
Welcome to the internet.
Only 2 hours, baby.
Go to bed. I put down the bed.
Unfortunately, I can't hold it up very long right now. Too much has happened, my head hurts.
It's fine.
Go to bed.
You just needs to last us long enough to get through this.
So, if we need to do some deceiving, allow me to talk. I have a silver tongue, I just don't use it often.
Please do. I am terrible at lying. It's usually David who handles.
I will turn to the dwarf that has us detained. Do you mind allowing my friend to lie down? He's not been feeling well recently. A bit under the weather.
Is he?
Look, you just see him pale.
By all means, lay down if you want.
No, I'm fine. Whew. Just, I think I need to. If you were to look, is there any corner that looks as if it would provide 2 seconds of privacy, like enough time for him to puke?
I mean, there's several columns in the room. There's also about
If he would
15 guards.
he would move. He's raise a hand, just excuse me. And he's aware that guard will see him. He would move behind one of the pillars and just start puking.
Alright, so you go to get up, and one of the guards moves to stop him.
Throw up on him. Do it.
Well,
Assert your dominance.
Yes.
There is suddenly a large sound, and the guard's uniform is ruined, to put it mildly.
He as he was approaching you, he goes to say something, and you immediately chuck all over him. You see him turn green and throw up right back.
Zephyr, what happened?
I wasn't feeling well.
Are you sure this is your emotion? Such a weak stomach.
I
Usually,
also-
Ew!
don't
You
have problem
psychopath.
with corpses. But recently we had to deal with a good number of undead, and
Yeah.
I think that I may have caught something while fighting.
Yeah, and also, in some cases, unfortunately, most of us were quite exhausted after that encounter last night that we didn't properly sanitize, and he's just been stewing in clothes that had some ichor and stench on him. He cleaned himself up relatively nicely, but you may have caught something overnight with just the stench of death.
And guts. And I
guts.
heard
It's about this time that you see the guard who left to go get the guildmaster come back, and you see he's kind of like constantly looking behind him as he rushes back into flow. Slowly through the door comes Lord Aravan Lathorn. Old man you met previously. He's coming through the door slowly, both hands behind his back. As he's looking, he goes, "Such a pity. These were beautiful, hand-carved doors." And he waves his hand and they lift back up. And he gestures them over and hangs them back on the door frame. As he turns back around, "Captain Stonehelm, I'll have no more destruction in these grounds." And he gestures another hand, and the stone from the ceiling where it was destroyed lifts back up and goes back to the roof and starts to repair itself. "Whatever nonsense you planned on taking in here, take it elsewhere." You see the captain laugh. "Don't blame me. I just walked in. But do me a favor. These fine people here, they claim to be yours. Can you check their membership? Tell me a little about them." He walks over.
I will also.
Go
Captain Stonehelm. So, pleasure to finally get your name. Myself and the Goliath are relatively new to this group, so he may not know us, he may know our companions, I do not know.
So you would all
Just wanted to clarify.
You would all remember that when y'all came here, the registry was updated as y'all were all promoted to this gold rank.
Got it. Okay.
Lord Aravan takes the pin in his hand, rubs it, rubs across it, and out pops an illusion with all of your faces, David's included. The name the Bat Lords and an assumption, a rating, more or less, on your abilities. You're not sure what the scale is, but it would put Zephyr at the third highest among you. Aldrich would be the highest. Claudia has a question mark.
Oh boy.
And David being second highest, but only marginal. Shannara, your name's on there, but it's ranked below Claudia's. No number has appeared yet.
DM,
Yes.
I'm gonna out myself in this. But when I signed up, if you remember correctly, I didn't actually use my name.
Nope. But it does have your picture.
Oh.
So,
What was your name on the card again?
I do remember he didn't use his real name. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to go back and watch the session.
Fair enough.
This is gonna be in BMS.
The captain looks over the illusion. You seem to have lost a member.
He had something to deal with.
He wasn't feeling well, so he went out, bought some food. He said he had some other things to do.
You seem to be well informed what he did in the meantime.
He told us what he was saying before he left.
I mean, and we do have several giant bats that need to be taken care of from time to time. They're very independent, but
I guess that would explain the backwards. Interesting.
David's a very excited young man. He tells us everything. And I mean everything.
It can get quite irritating at once.
and every time the name Batlords is mentioned, Zephyr would twitch, visibly twitch.
Captain Stormhelm, I'll be honest, I'm so very new to these folks. Like this monk, Shana, a dragonkin here said, I'm still not even used to calling myself a Bat. I'm still used to calling myself from the Stormseeker Menagerie.
Recently sent them abroad. They're handling something.
They're doing well.
Then
Good to hear.
can any of you contact your friend?
I do not possess a spell of such sort. Never really got around to learning how to do it.
Neither can I.
It's about this time you hear a large clang on the top of it, coming from above. Y'all believe the whistle? You call it the bats. They're here. And through the skylights, the little portholes in the side walls of the leading up to the dome ceiling, you can see them all trying to poke through and see where y'all are at.
Okay. Reminder, what's the name of the leading bat? The biggest one?
Snooty.
Snooty. Snooty, calm down, calm down. In front of the building. In front.
We apologize, sir. We expected to chase the person who left, so we called our bats to make a chase after them.
At this point, another guard walks up. Sir, we've got a report. It would appear we've lost the creature. You see Captain Stonehill lose his composure for what a moment.
Those in psychic connection with Zephyr would hear a very bloodthirsty thought. Oh my cinder creature, one more time, and I'm gonna rip I'm gonna rip your rip your balls out to your throat.
Oh. Do not insult the burb.
Apologies. Well, okay. Now I know not to insult birds. Understood.
Now's not the time. Let's try to keep our comms here.
It's a telepathic communication, so it should be fine.
It's fine, but still, focus.
Yes, I know how to remain calm.
Do you?
You'd be surprised how much practice I had because of David.
So, what is there you want from us now, Lord Lathorn? Captain Stonehelm.
Let's get your friend back here. Assuming he's feeling better. Let's talk. I now have need of adventures. Assuming you're not too busy with your own going about.
I just need to grab a potion of remove disease or something like that, and I'll be fine in an hour.
I think we can go ahead and gather that for you.
Whatever it is you want us to do, we shall do it. With grace and honor.
All of you gestures at the guards to remove your shackles. Have him meet me downstairs within the hour.
Okay. How far did they fly? Did Cinder go?
They
Well, as soon as I got up in the air, I would have looked for the nearest forested, wooded area. And that's where I would have flown. Outside the walls, of course.
Gotcha. So, let's take a look at the old map real quick. Looks like that would have been toward the south. A little ways away. I don't think we can quite make it.
Okay, so a large hill, anything to obscure the sight of the city.
Yeah, so there's... While it is mostly plains, you do have some old ruins. You've got some old ruins off to the east.
That'll work. And then, I guess, once landed, I would take her off the best I could without waking her. I'll put on my cowboy hat and hog tie her. and gag her. Oh. That's where I'd be. How many miles that is, I don't know.
Okay. It's about 10 miles outside the door. Which I don't think that far. should be for the scale. Maybe about 6, 7 miles.
Zephyr would close his eyes briefly and send order to Cinder first to tell, quote unquote, tell David that he needs to come back quickly, and to do it by calling our bats to pick him up. And she would stay to sit on the nest with our prisoner.
Okay.
Because I'm within 10 miles, I can technically just instruct her to use her beak to write it down on the floor.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I am dumbfounded by this bird riding on the floor. Blow the whistle when the bats come. I hop on Attila and I leave the rest. Tell them if she tries to escape, that's your lunch. There we go.
Okay. So she has 300 pounds of bird laying on her, so she cannot move, and several potentially bloodthirsty giant bats as guards.
Yes. Yeah, that's accurate.
Okay.
She is officially safest prisoner on the planet. David, the rest is up to you.
No. Obviously, I'm gonna hop on Attila and ride on back into town. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, to give you a good idea of your time frame here, you're moving at about 5.5 miles per hour. So to get there, do what you're doing, and get back, it takes you about 2.5 hours to do it, which isn't exactly a problem. So, just to give you a time frame, so that you understand these next words. So, David, you arrive back at... It's gonna kill me. You arrive back at the Silver Song Guild Hall. And as you do, you can already see several guardsmen are standing guard, waiting. They've already flagged you down as soon as you came into sight over the horizon. And they've been keeping an eye on you since you got within view. You land, and several of them go, "Hurry inside, the captain's waiting. You're already late."
Alright, partner.
As you walk inside the guild hall, everybody is sitting at this long table. And
May I just say something to the captain? A warning of sorts.
yeah,
Just to warn you briefly, David is very unique. I would say special.
Excitable. Like a kid. Like David Somsina in a lot of ways, if you're familiar with him.
Just less mature.
I'm not.
In that case, there is nothing we can do in this round that can prepare you for what's coming.
I'm gonna stroll up in that thing.
Alright.
Walk up to the table with that, take a chair, flip it around backwards, sit in it.
As you stroll in, that you see in front of the captain empty trays that at one point had food on them. And the captain is drinking out of a large goblet. You really have no idea what within an hour means. Or did your friends not give you my words?
And all they told me, I was a little bit preoccupied at the moment.
Peculiar. What could you have possibly been doing? It was so important you couldn't make my job.
At this point, I'll connect into. God, I've been using this for so much. I'm going to connect into David's brain. He hears a click, a familiar click, and I give him the lowdown that we said before. You were out doing your own thing. You had something to do. You just go with it.
I was enjoying me a steak and potato dinner.
That was already banging his head on the table.
Use this dice with his insight. Oh my god. What did you roll, David?
A 20.
Really?
Oh.
And steak was more important than a meeting with me. Now isn't that something?
Well, you look like an understanding man.
Son, I'm gonna inform you now. Shut up.
Yes, sir.
I already don't like you. You're arrogant.
That's fine.
Not very fun.
May I add one thing?
Sure is. And this is coming from a dwarf. You?
I love your people. They're fantastic. Anyways, when my friends told me that they were going to meet the magistrate and have a conversation, well, I wasn't quite interested. If you can remember our last meeting with that old bag.
I wasn't part of your last meeting with the old bag.
Oh, you missed it. They had me locked up, tighter than a damn snatcher's cooch. It was embarrassing. Yeah, because I'm innocent.
Silver team.
No, it's made of flesh. See?
Why?
See, he takes a large gulp from his goblet.
Why?
And
I tried to knock myself out. I'm serious.
he gently and precisely places it back on the table. Sitting, we have business to discuss.
See, like we said, excitable, a very excitable young man.
I can tell. Seeing how you're all so very observant, you may have noticed there's a barrier missing out there in the world. A
Yes.
wall that has helped keep the lines the way they are. Borders. There's been peace for hundreds of years.
We have been there when it broke. Failed to stop the guy responsible.
You seem to be failing quite a bit. Failed to capture the person who killed Max. Failed to stop the barrier from falling. Are there any other failures you would like to inform me?
I failed third grade English.
It shows.
Third grade common.
Common. My bad.
I wouldn't really say we failed. You just had the option of running away or dying.
Oh, we killed a vampire.
We
That
did
was a
do that.
success.
Yeah, that is true. We did kill one. Or they killed one. and turn them like that.
It's interesting. I haven't heard of any vampires in Freyr Dynasty.
Oh yeah, this is Illador. Over there, across that thing that fell.
So you're
Ending
not
the world.
you're not from
No, I'm from here. Jornavik. I don't know where these guys come from. They're weird.
They're stinky.
I'm from Ceylon.
From further south, so
Is there a direction you band of misfits are headed? Do you currently have a goal?
Well, we were trying to figure out a part of a dream, maybe a prophecy that this young man has seen.
and we did plan on going to report what happened at the barrier to a few more locations. You know, the people that actually have ability to potentially do something about it.
Where would that location be? Who would have the ability to resurrect this bear?
A quick question: that town where those mages are located, how did you say the name was?
So you're talking about. Let's go to my paper. Alright. So you're talking about Snaga and the Yara Kingdom.
Well, we were hoping that maybe people in, how do you say, Snarga? That people from Snarga may have an idea how to, if not fix, then at least create some sort of replacement, even if temporary one, or maybe they have pre-prepared plans or something. I don't know. Only thing we can think of is just go to those that have highest amount of knowledge and power.
It would appear that your goal is aligned with something I need done. I'll tell you this. I was never fond of Max. LT lacked the gumption to really do what was necessary to make this place great. I mean, have you seen it? You've been here. Surely you've walked the streets.
Yep, looks like shit.
There are parts we did need some work.
The entire city.
Can I insight check this man? I just want to see how honest he's being.
Let's see. 11?
Yeah, 11.
I would also like to insight this man.
Good.
Yep. 13.
He's being pretty straightforward, as you can tell. His demeanor gives nothing away that would tell you otherwise. Here's what I need. I got my own business here. Especially now that the Magus is gone, this city will need my protection. In case the Illador Empire decides they want this land back. What I need is for you to ask the Yara Kingdom a favor. I would like their alliance against the Illador Empire
give us an official document that we need to deliver, and we shall.
Just like that.
Just like that.
He leans back and snaps his fingers, and a guard standing behind him hands him a golden envelope adorned with blue rope and a blue seal. He reaches it out and holds it out in front of him. This is a letter of invitation to speak with Anab. She is on the council. Present this to her. She will hear you out.
How did you say her name was?
Nah,
Nah.
you can't miss her. She's... And he looks at you, Alfred. A woman of your stature.
A Goliath? Fellow Goliath.
Have any of you ever been to the Yara Kingdom?
Not I.
Personally, no.
Yar Kingdom. That's Yar Kingdom. We might be able to say that Zephyr has at least that his temple where he grew was relatively close to it. Not part of it, just relatively close.
It's a place of a very unique culture. Women are highly treasured and very strong. Mind your manners the entire time you're there. And you will find yourself in worse trouble than that.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
And he slides the envelope across the table to use it.
I'm gonna put my hand on it and look and be like, do you just carry around invitations to alliances? Or is this... It's kind of odd that you just had this.
I did come here hoping to find an adventuring party to enlist in this service. After all, the Silver Song is a very well-known and respectable guild hall.
And let's be honest, you shouldn't be surprised if official that actually does his job, that is actually dedicated to it, will carry around at least several documents that can be adjusted if needed and sent. Patriarch in my temple always had a few pre-prepared on him.
Fair enough.
If you are successful in securing this alliance, I will reward you all. Fail to do so, well, there'll be no reward.
Sounds reasonable.
Sounds like a threat.
Well, it sounds like
Those kinds of
a
people.
job.
Sounds agreeable.
God, I don't think I have a diplomat's uniform on my costume. We're gonna have to make a couple of stops.
I'm certain we can find you something, but I'm not sure why you would need it, considering that we are literally just playing messengers.
Oh, I got a mailbag somewhere in here.
Boom.
By the way, David, right now you're just hearing Eldrick think. Is Stonehelm in league with Seraphina? Just constantly after it seemed like you're just hearing him think that specifically.
So can I think back?
You're still connected with me.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. In my head, I'm like, yeah, he's a slime shitting ass bitch.
You're thinking the same thing.
He gives me that creepy uncle vibe.
Fair enough. Let's bring it up later while we're all away, not in front of him, and far from this kingdom.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get up and push away from the table and be like, well, gonna go find me some Alfredo.
I'm gonna disconnect.
So it's currently about noon. No, do with that information that you wish. It's about noon in the day.
At this point, I would have disconnected from David's whisper, so my mind's to myself right now.
That's
So, Zephyr, you are from. Your temple was near the Yara Kingdom? What's the weather like?
around my temple, a bit chilly. A bit. Well, it was a bit chilly, high moisture. A lot.
Sounds like I'll be at home. I'm used to cold. Quite used to it. I'm from Hackett.
But if you're asking about how it is in the entire kingdom, PM.
Yes.
How is it? How's the climate in that kingdom? Yeah, climate.
Yes. Which kingdom?
How is it in that kingdom? Warm, cold,
In the Yar Kingdom?
Yara.
So being
Yes.
in the central part of Yar, it would be seasonal. You know, they'd get all 4 seasons. The further south you would go, it'd be more of a dry winter, and the further north you'd go in that kingdom, it would be more of an arid type climate.
Has Stonehead left or whatever his name is?
Stonehelm?
Stonehelm? No. Stonehelm is currently picking away at whatever meat he's eating. That's still on the tray.
You know what? I'm gonna sit back down at that table right behind him.
Hello.
You know, since we're doing this favor for you, I've been told that like magic is kind of illegal in this kingdom. Is that right?
And you're talking about the Yar or Freya.
Yeah. Yes. And Kreia.
No. Yes. No. It's not so much illegal. It's frowned upon. Magic has its mystery. People get nervous around mystery. You can perform magic. But if someone was to defend themselves and you were to come to harm, they would be justified. After all, who's to say you was not gonna do something harmful? Of all the spells you know, how many of them do no harm whatsoever.
None of mine.
They all harm in some form, fashion, or way, right? They all affect somebody else.
I would like to say most of my magic, which is very little in general, is mostly supportive in nature.
You would be one of the few. But how can someone who has no knowledge of either of you tell the difference between your magic, which may be something as simple as making the flowers grow, and your magic, which may cause someone to fall in a fit of laughter, even to their own detriment? There is no way to simply make these conclusions. So, to protect those who don't use magic, we give them the freedom to defend themselves against it.
Oh,
Hello?
Yeah.
anyone else?
Yep.
I suddenly lost all sound.
Oh, that's true.
That's totally what happened. Zephyr, you were trying to look for. I thought earlier that you were looking for some things and you're having trouble trying to find, some spell books and stuff like that.
I was actually only trying to get my hands on few scrolls of sanding, and I think I'm gonna need a cure disease potion or something like that.
So what I was getting at is maybe a man of some stature in this area. Probably there's a few places where we can acquire some things like that.
Oh, for the record, the cure poison potion was delivered to you while you were waiting to return.
Okay. In that case, I don't need potion.
Never mind.
I already have an agreement with Guild to provide me with necessary scrolls, and though I need those because they are, well, in simplest terms, extremely useful. But aside of that, I pretty much fine. We need to get. Although we will have to get some supplies for the road.
Yes, but let's make it quick, shall we?
So, what exactly are you looking for, Dave? I mean, Zephyr?
Just a few scrolls of sanding. One or two.
Okay.
One is enough. And that will be that. That, and I'm fairly certain that we're out of rations.
I was just gonna ask how we deal with rations, because it's an advice.
The sending scrolls will cost about 150 gold piece.
Okay, that's. I asked for one, so that's 15 platinum.
Yes, it is. And
Firebombs? I need some firebombs.
fireball.
Yeah. A couple of firebombs. Always come in handy. Reasons.
Now, are you talking about like a handheld?
Really just anything in a container that I can ignite very easily and create a large flame.
So oil and a piece of rag.
Molotov cocktails.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes, something of that nature.
Are there any portable alchemist kits available?
Roll a investigation check for the alchemist kits. As far as materials to make your own firebombs, if what you're looking for is something like flammable oil and rags, they're easy enough to find, and I'd say you could probably get enough to make about 8 of them
Done.
for 5 gold.
Sold.
What was that investigation? An 8. So you're not able to find an alchemist kit. Not here in this city, in Blackburn.
So I failed to get my hands on the small alchemist kit.
Yeah.
Pity.
Rations? How much are rations?
Rations. Oh, trying to find it. So it's going to be about 5 silver per day per person.
I'll buy 10 rations. So that's 5 gold, I think. Yeah.
And whatever materials I need to replenish my spell, which is a whole list of things.
Around 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the speed.
So at 127 miles.
What are you thinking about?
Oh, it's mathematics. I'm doing the math. Sorry. That's not right. Well, that's why. So it's gonna take, if y'all fly straight and consistently, it's gonna be about 22 and a half hours of straight travel, which that's gonna be like 3 days. Let's take about 5 minutes right now and let these dogs out.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So that would be about. Do you guys think we will be able to leave that place without getting lost.
I mean, we need to make a small detour before we go there. Let's not forget.
But we need to make a few small detours. So yeah, we're gonna need more than 5 days rest.
That's why I grabbed 10.
Yeah, and we may need to also look into being able to get some sort of work along the way, considering the fact that most of my stuff was still at the temple, including all my money.
Who needs money?
Technically, I don't need much stuff, so mostly not me, but I still kind of need to eat.
You're supposed to be a monk. You're supposed to live off the ground, man.
I am a monk, not a hippie.
Fair.
Also, I used to be a town guard for a while,
Also monk.
and unfortunately, that did not work out.
How many monks do we have in this damn party?
2.
Yes.
2 months. We're very good at punching people.
They are.
Giant, a necromancer, and a bard.
Technically a rogue. A psychic rogue. Ooh.
A giant psychic rogue.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but rogues are sneaky, right?
Yes, but I've played D&D for a while, so I like to play weird classes, or weird races with classes.
He's sneaky. He's big as hell.
Doesn't mean he can't be sneaky.
That is true. He could also just be very intimidating to point that people choose not to see him.
There's nothing wrong with playing big boys and trying to be stealthy.
One of my characters is like he's a gigantic dragonborn, and he's a rogue. Seriously, very fun to play. He does not look sneaky, but he is.
You'd go.
Like, the biggest downside I have right now, like, mechanically speaking, is I don't have dark vision. It's kind of hurting me, but I'm making it work to a degree, as much as I can. But I'll look into fixing that at some point. Just, like, not right now.
Oh, wait a minute. We forgot about Zephyr's X.
Yeah, that's why I said we need to make it a small detour.
Oh, good dog.
Alright. Definitely need to make sure I edit my
Hello?
fighting sound.
Hello.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah, there we go.
What did
I
you say,
actually
David?
muted on this.
We weren't scheming to burn the whole place down. Not at all. Not at all.
We're innocent.
Why do you think I popped the firebombs?
David was
No, I've been looking for a good idea for TikTok content, and I was thinking about just start doing TikToks on all the things that have happened that y'all haven't discovered yet.
Then we could watch them and find them out.
Good,
This is
great.
There's a few. I've done a few of them already, so if you have watched any of my TikToks, you might know some things that. I even say in them. My players don't watch this anyways.
Uh-oh, that means we have to start watching it and be shaking our fist at you.
So I guess I'm the only one here without TikTok.
No,
I don't have a TikTok.
I don't have a TikTok either.
But you can view it without having the app, I believe.
Not really. I've tried because my partner's younger brother has TikTok and was like being really like sketchy about what he had on it because he's underage and implied that it was not appropriate. And so we panicked and tried to watch and had to download the app to make sure he wasn't doing anything sketchy. It was a whole ordeal. It was awful.
I understand. The internet is a terrible place.
Oh boy, is it.
Oh, don't be like that. Internet is fine. The people that are on the internet are not.
Have you?
Just the internet.
Or you could go for the classic original WoW meme. The internet's for porn.
This is for porn.
Rule 34.
Well, 34.
If it exists, there's porn of it.
Yes.
You should listen to Bo Burnham. He was right about the internet.
Really, social media is the curse of the internet, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That is true.
Is everybody ready?
I suppose.
Never have, never will be. That's what we survive.
Make sure I can recognize that this is a complaint. Okay. Alright. So yeah. It's gonna take about 3 days to travel. What are y'all planning?
Well, we got our hands on some rations. Does anybody have anything else they want to try and get?
I'm good.
I'm Gucci.
Yep.
I'm gonna remake my golem. That's about it.
What all do you need to make your golem?
Just body parts. Including any of the body parts that are still making up the corpse that's just laying on the floor right now.
Oh, good.
And like thread. Yeah.
Well, we can get you whatever you need later.
Here's probably not the best place to do what you do, though I appreciate the art.
Thank you. A lot of
Yeah.
people. Very sad.
It's remarkably well done. Beautiful, really.
I appreciate that.
I enjoy that you are passionate about your.
Just remind me, don't die around you.
Use your body parts for anything. Not if you don't want me to.
Thank you. I have a wife and daughter that I need to go back to if I'm dead. Please.
That is fair. We're friends. Friends don't make friends into flesh monsters unless they want to be.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Can you graft dead things onto living?
Yes. I've done it
Okay.
before. My friend Calico has a reptile arm now.
Since I'm very. All my stuff is in being able to punch things. If I lose an arm, please replace it.
I will do that.
Thank you.
I'll even let you pick the arm.
Zephyr would look at her. Are you telling me you have a collection of spare arms?
Yeah? So, why wouldn't I?
This is giving me Rick and Morty flash.
I have lots of friends, and lots of my friends lose limbs sometimes. And it's not just the dead ones. The living ones do too.
Absolute perfection.
Hmm?
Nothing. By the way, DM, my apologies. I just realized they actually still have. They do actually have alchemist tools and proficiency with that.
Okay, you already have.
Yeah, I just forgot to take a look at at my item list.
No problem. Alright, so it's current after the shopping trip. It's about 3 in the afternoonish. What are y'all doing?
Let's go check on the woman I hogtied out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You can't just say that. You can't say it like that, buddy.
It sounds very, very wrong.
But it's honest.
I'm just gonna keep
You shouldn't be honest.
as we're kind of going around town, and as we leave town, I want to keep an eye around, make sure that we're not being followed.
Roll a perception check. Birds are flying high.
What's that?
I mean, who's gonna follow us? We are literally flying.
I'm a rogue.
Whoa.
I'm suspicious of everything.
It's unfortunate. I would actually prefer people follow you. It's kind of what I do.
You're staring really suspiciously at a bird flying nearby. Convinced it's
Bird's
evil.
flying so funny. What the hell is it doing? I want to kill it.
It's not even supposed to be able to fly.
No killing of innocent birds.
What about guilty birds?
So, wait, are we flying out of town to the ruins right now? On a serious note.
Oh, well, we really can't because the bats are kind of
Guarding our special.
Yeah.
The bats are. So you actually flew in on the bats.
Oh yeah, I tell that.
So.
We can't all-
Y'all currently have the bats.
All the bats?
All the bats. You called them to the guild hall. They flew in. You weren't there. And
And then I called him to the ruins.
Yes. And then you flew back to the guild hall.
With just one of them.
Okay, you only flew back with one?
Yeah, Attila,
Yeah.
and I told the rest to chill and eat her.
You tried to escape. Oh, only if
Yes,
you tried to clarify.
Yeah, only if she tried to escape.
Just eat her. But now we have to go back and get her back. Oh yeah, about that. I may have fed her to the bats. Don't worry about it. They were hungry.
It's fine.
We could hoof it, the 6 or 7 miles out there, or we could risk it and call the bats back. I like calling the bats.
Feel free to call the bats.
Right, hell yeah. All the bats.
Cinder's better watcher anyways.
Cinder is still there.
A very good bird.
I'm just gonna go with what you all think. That bird Still looking at you. Funny. Real funny.
I don't think the bird's spying on you, buddy.
But look at it. It's mocking me.
That's what birds
Is it-
do. They're made of hubris and spite. I love it.
More along the line of a lot of malice.
Yeah, that too.
Most
That's why I like throwing rocks at them.
Oh,
Sometimes.
that's mean.
Hey, they keep on pecking at me when I'm trying to meditate.
That is pretty rude. I will admit.
Call the bats back. Ride the bats to the woman. Interrogation time.
As we're flying, or just like as we get to the ground, I have this suspicion that Stonehelm might be in league with, and I kind of like nudge towards Seraphina if she's still there.
So, as before, it's a couple hours to kill. But, as you arrive, Seraphina is still there. Now, sitting up, wide awake, and looking Cinder coldly in the eyes.
Cinder is kinda grooming her, which is very unpleasant when a normal bird does it.
So she had about a 20% chance of escaping, and she did.
Seems she likes you.
I'm gonna sit down next to her and just sort of give her a friendly punch to the arm. What's up, bud?
Fun.
Is there a reason you brought me way out here?
Yeah, I was hoping you and Zephyr would really make up and sort of amend things, you know. Close the book on that chapter, you know what I mean?
I
Lovely.
don't think there's anything that means to make
Really, we have a lot of questions. Too many. Why? Why did you attack us? Who are you with? And-
I attacked you because you were with Zephyr, and I figured it would be fun to see how he weaseled his way out of this conundrum.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
That does not make sense. You always were a bit more sadistic than the rest of us.
I'm gonna boost that with Cyanide. 10.
Can I give you? I would give him guidance on that too. So add a D4 to that.
14?
Can't tell. It could just be something about the crazy in her eye, but it's really hard to know if she's telling the truth or if she's just batshit.
I'm gonna grab her by the shoulders and start shaking her. Weasel, are you telling me that Zephyr's an evil rodent?
No, that's wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities.
Well, yes. How dare you insult the homie?
I mean, I'm not a rodent.
Guys, we need to be serious here. We have to figure some stuff out. I can't tell if she's lying or not. I have another question, if I may.
Go right ahead.
Were you working with Stonehelm? You.
Well, I know who I am, but who is Stone?
Smack her upside her face.
Another,
Were you working with any guards?
another insight check on her.
And I will join in on this insight check.
Or
10.
10 will, and 12 will do it. You could tell she legitimately doesn't know who Stonehelm is.
Okay, well then, there goes my theory. All to the ground. Sorry about that, David. You heard that peal in my head.
Surfing, how long were you in that town?
Let's see, I started there about a year and a half ago, maybe.
DM, that man, what did you say? How was his position?
Magus? How long has he had?
Not Magus, what was his name?
Stonehelm.
Don't tell. What's his position?
He's a captain in the military.
You've been there and didn't encounter
So,
probably one of more important, politically important figures of the town.
so
Captain Stonehelm?
hold on. Let me refresh your memory on something. When y'all originally arrived at town, before arriving, out in the distance you saw an army marching toward the town.
Right.
Captain Stonehelm would be the captain of the army.
Gotcha, I see. So that could be why she doesn't recognize him.
He's new in town.
Oh, I thought she might have been with Stonehelm, because you killed the Magus. He doesn't like the Magus. So there seemed to be something there, but it seems like you don't know who he is, and you tell the truth. Why did you kill the Magus?
Truth be told, and only because it's you, sir, I was just following orders. Like everybody else. Like you are even now. This Stonehelm you talk of, did he order you to do a task? Before you came into that room, before you came into my ambush, what have you done the night before? Whose orders were you following? See, that's all life ever is. Following one set of orders followed by the next. We never truly do what we desire. Only the deeds of others.
We weren't
Well-
ordered. Go ahead, Shana.
Well, for one thing, is it really orders when you have a choice to perform?
Maybe.
People provide options. People provide choice in life. Do you follow through with the choice? Or do you not act on the choice given? That's part of life.
Presume I gave you a choice. Presume I gave you a choice between apples and oranges. Did you decide what choice you were going to be given? And you must choose one. If you don't, say I murdered somebody. A child. Maybe
But what if I like pineapple?
But the thing is,
I could choose between apple and orange. Choice I gave you at force. Maybe I didn't need to show force. Maybe I just casually offered it to you.
We'd
There's
also
the
have
thing with-
choice to just murder you and take whatever you wanted, though. We don't have to take your choices that you give us.
Exactly. The thing was,
I say we kill her and get some pineapple. What about you guys?
that is actually the smartest decision someone has said today.
I don't believe in black and white, quite frankly. There's many grays, just like my skin.
Seraphine, what happened to you? I don't remember you being that much of a coward.
Exactly.
Shinar leans over to Claudia. Howard, her sociopath.
Yeah.
Well, Zephyr, I simply chose freedom. I decided to stop acting on the actions of others and act on my own good. The first step is to kill our own mentor.
I mean, I'd be first to admit that the man was a piece of work.
Some may say visionary. He taught me so many things. We're all
Oh please, we both know he was a sociopathic asshole. A good teacher, but both of us know that for all intents and purposes he was a last person anybody would want in their vicinity.
Zephyr, suppose I offer you one more choice. Join me.
You know,
Smash or pass.
Become a part of the family I've since created. All you'd have to do is untie me and kill that one. And she gestures to David.
away from you. Do not tempt me.
Why do you want him dead specifically? I slowly start drawing out my owl song.
She doesn't want him dead.
No, let her answer.
Doesn't really matter if it's any specific. Could be you, but I know that he is the one Zephyr's most protecting.
Oh, you're so sweet.
David, I like you. You have, besides, I like your potential. Well, but sometimes I'm really tempted to freeze, to turn you into a popsicle.
Love popsicle.
For a briefest of seconds, he would glare at. I think I'm going to skip that invitation. He might be an idiot, but he's idiot I actually care about to an extent. Just
Yours.
more than we had when we were still students.
Such a pity.
It is. Now I have a offer for you. if you are willing to listen.
Listen. Not like I can go anywhere.
It's simple. We can kill you here and now, or you can tell me where I can find our brother, because I want to have a little chat with him. She would know that I'm referring to Grimgor, to a dwarven wizard. So we trained with. Hello?
I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him since we killed our master.
That's disappointing. Or rather, disappointing even.
Such is life, though.
I cannot really dispute that claim. Well, doesn't matter what I say, but it really was good seeing you again. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
Does that mean that you're going to release me?
Release you? He would look at everybody else. Well, I did. And if you could see his mind, you could see two devils arguing.
Oh no.
So, Zephyr, I know this person you have a lot of history with. Do you want to kill him? I'm walk away with him for a moment. Do you want to kill her? Do you think she should stay alive? And if those two conflict, would you want one of us to do it for you?
She is a skilled mage. She could do a lot of good. But she's also a psychopath. She feels no regret for anything she's ever done or anything she will ever do.
So that comment about great good can also lead to great harm.
She wasn't always this bad. Just almost. If she can find a reason to want to do good, she is going to be one of the best. Unfortunately, you had a displeasure of seeing her.
At her worst, or just at her normal?
Oh no, this is far from her worst.
So,
that's the reason why I want to say we end her, but we can see that he's very, very conflicted.
I understand. This is someone from your past. Someone that you grew up with.
I won't say grew up with. We trained under the same person. We got in a lot of trouble, although, truth be told, it was usually us getting her in trouble. It was fun experience.
I can imagine.
I believe you can.
I remember a time when we pranked, members of my temple actually pranked one of the masters by dyeing his gray tunics green.
Yeah, in our case, it was more along the line of messing with her spells, so it almost always ended up with her being tied up in a very interesting situations. Never anything harmful, but definitely a bit humiliating.
So, I don't want
I
you to
gave
feel
her-
regret.
I gave her my word that I will let you go if she told me truthful. She is not a person that lies that often. This time I will let her go. And I'm going to pray that I don't regret that decision.
No. Zephyr,
I
do you want to honor your decision? Do you want to honor it? Because
I
we,
won't.
the rest of us did not make that same offer.
I One thing we have in common that our master hammered into our heads is that deals and facts must be honored. He will honor, and I will honor mine. I just need to ask for one more thing from her, and I'll let her go. Either way, she will be plastered. Her wanted poster will be in literally every town in the kingdom within 2 days time.
Will it?
Okay.
Because, in all honesty, they did not get in fast enough to see her face. They saw a woman flying away. We never described her well enough to get a wand poster made, let alone actually identify her as who she is.
Oh, I'm fairly certain that they will.
Zephyr?
Mhm.
I think we lost him for a second there.
Zephyr?
Let's go meet with my regret.
There he is.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
I just have one thing to say. You say that you were both trained to honor all pacts and deals. Could we add stipulations onto a deal?
Uh,
Because you promised to let her go and did not state the method or means. But
Terminator is being unasked.
Ah. Okay. Both of you are trained to honor all deals and pacts. Could you extenuate onto your end of the bargain to get her to promise to try to live a lawful life? Would she honor that pact?
No. Or we could just quote unquote release her into like custody.
Sorry, my internet is being a dick. It's going on and off like crazy. DM looks bored.
No, look, this is the best part of D&D for me, is letting y'all do everything.
Yeah.
This is the good part, when y'all just start to roleplay.
we can definitely make a deal with her. Once an agreement, once a pact has been struck, she will stick to it. And I will stick to it. And if we use magic to bind the pact, then yeah, we'll be forced to stick to an agreement. We won't be able to stop her from being, well, her, but at very least we can reduce the possibility of her causing damage.
Yeah. Would now, for a pact like this, would you prefer trying to make her be a follower of the law, or would you like her to just never harass us again?
The agreement right now is that I'll let her go. The agreement we can try and impose on her before she leaves is that she needs to. We would have to offer her something of equal value. We cannot just tell her, hey, be lawful citizen of the kingdom or kingdoms.
Could it be an extension on your deal as you made a deal? The rest of us did not make a deal that we don't feel comfortable with your deal.
There are ways. Honestly, just making a simple deal with her that she's not allowed to cause chaos just as she would prefer. So by manipulation would probably reduce the risk of her causing damage by significant amount.
Alright. I will trust your judgment on this. But if she becomes a problem that we have to face again,
We will have to end her. Yes, I'm fully aware. Okay.
alright. And I walk back with Zephyr to the rest of the group.
Okay. Serafina, I have one more question, or you can call it request, and potentially a deal that I would like to try and make. First one is that I would like to get my hands on my portion of master's research. I'm fully aware you have a portion of those, at least a portion of those that wasn't destroyed. Where you put them or if you destroyed them, that's a completely different.
So
Can you?
So you would like for me to give you the notes that I took from the past?
I would like to have my notes back. Yes.
Well, I
And-
have to go get them. It's not carry them first.
He would raise an eyebrow at her. Both of us know that that's a lie. And unless you decided to become significantly more cunning than you used to be. So, wait, forget it. I'm underestimating just how competent you are.
Like I said,
My apologies.
there's no reason for me to keep them in person. And what would I get in exchange for your notes?
Well, I was hoping you would be willing to give them as a sign of goodwill.
Exactly.
But I'm fully aware that I am being too arrogant with that request. So, I was hoping that we could make an actual deal. Something that would keep you from trying to cause any more of your shenanigans. You know, manipulating entire countries, things, causing wars, ending wars, turning the entire noble families against each other. Yes, I'm fully aware that you did that while we were with the master a few times. No, I don't know why you did it.
So you would like me to give up
But-
my shenanigans?
But I will be first to admit that I did admire the way you did things. And I admired it greatly. I still do.
And how important is this deal? Is it to you that I accept this deal?
Okay, DM.
Yeah.
Would we speak language that's common between us that the rest don't understand?
What languages do you know?
Draconic Quarry and Common.
Let me see.
I doubt that she speaks Quarry, because why would she?
I mean, she doesn't speak Draconic either, so common would just be it.
That would depend. Do you on it? He would look. Guys, can you give us a minute? Things are. This discussion is going to become a bit personal and private.
Would you like me to pat her down to make sure she doesn't try anything funny?
No, there is no need. If she decides to do anything, neither of us will be able to actually react before it manifests. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she already prepared something to get rid of us all.
Okay.
He'll look at everybody else. If you don't mind, I'll be done in a minute.
Whatever, I'm gonna play my flute. Really loudly.
You can talk with her privately when we're done. Just don't try to seduce her. I don't want to try and unseduce you.
I hate this bitch. Don't worry.
Oh. I saw that card.
Timely.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until everybody takes a few steps back. Let me be perfectly clear, Seraph. Right now, at this very instant, I want to snap your neck. I want to end you where you stand or sit. But I offered an agreement. You followed through on yours, so I'm gonna let you go. I've been hoping that we can create an agreement, a pact of sorts that you will not cause any further trouble. I know that you will find a way around any form of agreement that we make. So I'm going to ask you, and hopefully it will be relatively reasonable on your side. What would it take for you to accept my quite unreasonable request?
Attainment. I swear to be a lawful member of society. If you give your oath that you won't protect the bard. If he perishes, he perishes. No interference from you whatsoever. And I'll be a perfect, lawful member of society. Apples or oranges, Zephyr?
And you always somehow found a way to get your hands on the bloody pineapple. Or strawberries, and I don't even know where you were getting those. They don't grow around the temple. Alright. I will not use my power to save him if he is on the verge of death. I will not use my power to heal him. That doesn't mean I won't bandage him up, because I will not use my power to heal him. And I will not expect you to be perfectly total, a law-abiding citizen, just not to cause major incidents, because, well, you don't cause them. We're both fully aware that every nobleman that sees you interact with you will fall head over heels. I've seen what you did to that nobleman 10 years ago. But we're still students.
I will
You
agree.
literally, you literally winked at the guy and his brother, and half their assholes were head over heels.
I will agree to your terms. I shall not cause international incidences, and you will not use your abilities to save David.
I guess this is as reasonable as I can get with you.
Okay.
There would be slight hissing as he pulled out his sword. On one side to cut the rope, from the other side grab a piece of parchment and write down the contract using, well, mostly his blood. Sign on the bottom line, please.
She slits her hand using her thumbnail and signs.
One copy to you, one to me. Honestly, I hate you, but it was still a pleasure seeing you again.
You feel after you sign the contract, you feel this cold binding in your blood, as if your muscles are just tensing up. But
Oh, I hate this feeling.
after a moment, it goes away. Good luck.
Same to you.
She wanders up. As she steps into the shadow jumps up and grabs her, pulling her down, and she vanishes.
Okay. He stands up, returns back to the party. Well, I have good news and I have bad news. Which ones do you want to hear first?
All
I think you know.
Yep.
Okay, bad news. Bad news first. David, I'm afraid I cannot no longer use my supernatural abilities to heal you.
Heal me.
Or
Invincible.
or save your ass from dying.
You're getting this mixed up. I save you. Hero saves you.
Right. Good news is that she accepted not to cause any incidents. So we should be fine on that front for a good long while. Even if I am fairly certain that she will cause an incident without that.
That's one deal. Strange deal. I don't. Why David? I don't get it.
She was in my head.
It can't be just because she knows you like him most. It can't. It doesn't make sense. It needs to make sense.
Look, it makes perfect sense. I'm a hero. She's a baddie. It's a tale as old as time. She's trying to get me killed. It happens all the time. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But
And she's not trying to get you killed. She's just making it so it's harder for me to save you if you end up being on the death's door. Because I will not be able to use my abilities to heal you. I never said anything about patching you up with my medical skills.
Oh, don't worry, buddy. Look at all our friends. I mean, hell, Claudia could literally bring me back from the dead.
I can. And I know some healing. The normal way. Could you do that?
So, as long as this is really in this group, you'll be fine.
I'm quick on my feet. If I see you down, I'll make sure to pick you up. Your father will kill me. He tried to.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, how do you know him?
Like I said, I worked with the Stormseekers Menagerie. He was part of it. Earlier member than I. We met around towards, I'm gonna just pick somewhere, that makes sense. Give me a second here. We met in,
Out the
Gogar.
map and draw back.
Gogar. And we made a good friendship. We've done a lot of things. A lot of things in my time. Good man, though. Save it for later.
Oh, you'll have to tell me all the stories. I've still got his letters somewhere. Start digging through my bag.
Were you meaning Gorga? North of
Yeah.
Illinois?
Yeah. I'm just throwing somewhere to say I met him. Yeah, good man. Though, you remind me of him so much. I don't know how long have you known him? Almost like a mirror sometimes.
Warms my heart.
Alright, it's currently about 7 o'clock in the evening. Or, I'm sorry, about 6 o'clock in the evening. It is still daylight outside, but the sun is coming toward the horizon.
What do you say we take camp here and then leave first thing in the morning?
I would feel more comfortable if we flew out another hour before setting.
I agree.
Yep, definitely. He may have agreed not to cause trouble, but that doesn't mean she didn't prepare a nasty surprise for us.
Hell yeah, camping trip. I'm gonna whistle for Tilla.
Well, he's still there.
Oh.
But alright. So y'all are currently. What is your next destination?
The area where I had my vision, I would assume it's the next stop, the closest one.
So that's going to be in kind of this area here. And then after that,
That looks like it's relatively close to where I was thinking Zephyr's temple would be. So that works for us. I said relatively close. Few days journey on the bats.
So we fly south a little bit in 1 or 2 hours and then set up camp. Maybe in those hills.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good idea. I suggest we take watches. I don't feel quite comfortable having no one awake during the night, especially with what has happened recently.
Okay. Alright.
So a few hours of flight and then landing to take a break.
Indeed.
So you said about 3 hours worth of flight? That's how long you're going to fly for?
Yeah, roughly.
Alright. So you'll roughly get about right there. I mean, it's supposed to be heading south. You get about 4 miles. So you head south about 4 miles, and it's a pretty large plain. It's really clear. You're away from off the open road by quite a ways. Who's taking first watch?
I'll take it.
I'll take the second one. DM, what are the chances that... What do you need to roll for Cinder to start bringing materials for Claudia? She mentioned she needs them.
I would go with
Yes.
investigation.
Okay, let's see what Cinder will say. I mean, her investigation is non-existing, but this is gonna be bad. But let's go. That was Cinder's. Yeah, she didn't find anything.
She tried, and that's what's important. She did a good job.
I mean, she's a giant bird. I'm pretty certain that everything decided to run away.
That's very fair. Anything with a brain.
Anything with the brain will smartly decide that it doesn't want to mess with
Giant verb.
a giant bird. She's technically huge, if I'm not mistaken. At her maximum size.
Okay. So
Yeah, she's huge.
she's huge, but with an investigation for 5, we're not finding much here in the plains. And in fact, on first watch, it goes pretty quietly. Crickets, something's moving in the grass, but it sounds much too small to be anything worth worrying about. Maybe a field mouse. Zephyr, or you said you're taking second watch. Go ahead and roll
Yes.
perception.
It's gonna be. Okay, let's see.
Natural 20. Okay. You yourself happen to be keeping a pretty keen eye out on everything. It is deathly quiet. The sounds from Black Burneth of the city are faded off into the distance, but it's eerily quiet. Goes uneventful for your watch. Anybody take a third watch?
I'll take third.
Cinder is still there. Trying to be useful.
Go ahead and roll. 5. So, yeah, it's pretty quiet for you as well. And y'all are actually. That would actually be pretty close. Pretty past, quite a bit past the border. Or right on the border. I had my math wrong. That being said, y'all, it's still pretty open plains. But yet again, where y'all take rest is a field of stone statues. Yeah.
Rest me within the field of stone statues.
This would be the second time y'all rested in such a place. The first time being shortly after your escape from Fiero. You would recognize this as a clear sign of where the barrier used to be. It's desolate. It's quiet. Alright, the third watch goes by uneventful as well. And with that, you're on your third day. Good job. In the right spot. Straight on, keeping heading in the same direction.
Si, senor.
Maybe we could land in Nidley to at least spend the night in the actual bed.
Okay. So
This is a suggestion in game.
you in a single day you could travel 45 miles. So,
Oh. Head back to Yornavik. Warm beds there.
The bed would sound nice. Rough on my back, sleeping on the ground all the time.
It's not that bad.
It's not, but when you're old like I am, you feel it in the morning.
You're not that old. Besides, I can always poke you a few times to fix your back.
I'm middle-aged, Zephyr. I'm a father. I'm pretty old.
So what's the else heading to do? I'm going to go to Nidley.
I think Yornavik.
Norvik. Easily enough. Go ahead and make a perception check. Everybody.
Oh boy.
Nice.
I see everything.
Excellent. Perfect.
I can't see shit.
You're asleep.
Flying over. Actually, in this region right here, as you're making your way through, the sound catches you first, and then something whizzing by you real quick. But you look down, and below, the signs of combat have already started. Two groups of soldiers are actively fighting.
In my hometown, nonetheless.
Well, no, but quite a bit north of your hometown. It's going to be between Nidley and Grizzleblade.
Ah, right there.
Mind describing people that are fighting?
Yes.
So you do see groups. On one side, it looks predominantly open, and the other side, you see what. I mean, it's hard really to tell, aside from the armor the appearance of the armor. Though there appear to be some Goliaths and dwarves, or those could be halflings. Again, it's hard to tell. They may even be just children.
Do I recognize any like guild symbols or like sigils of like anything famous army wise?
You would notice the banners earlier in the past and the uniform. Aside from that, no.
Okay.
So, land in the city of Jornabit. There appears to be a little bit of a military presence. But you land just outside of town in what would be a familiar place for you, David. The house of your father. The house you grew up in.
Welcome home, boys. Bust in the front door.
As you do, the lady that would have been your nanny or teacher for the past several years is startled. Heavens.
Valona.
Have I been to us senior's house? Okay.
Heavens. You leave all this time, and this is how you come back in, kicking the door down.
I just completely ignore her, just hug the shit out of her. I've got some new people you need to meet. These are my friends.
It's about time. Come in, and apologize in advance. Maybe I am already too late. Is there anything?
No need to apologize for acts of an idiot. He's a good friend, but he's an absolute moron.
I'll get the two.
You say this level thing.
Quite fine, ma'am. I'm familiar with his father, although he's only told me about this place. I've never been, but it's quite nice. He matches quite some of the details.
Yeah, he's a hero like Dad.
That's fantastic. I do so hope you're a little better off. But I noticed I haven't actually asked for any of your names. Zephyr I am familiar with, but the rest of you.
I'm Claudia, ma'am. And she like checks to make sure nothing that could startle her has followed her into the building. There's no snorfs about to startle the kind older woman.
Aldrich Swifthilt.
Shanar Neja, at your side.
Look, how would y'all look? You drink tea, right? We'll go put some more. How would you like?
Valona. You work too hard sometimes. These guys are not interested in tea. We're heroes. We drink beer.
Speak for
And
yourself.
I know where the cellar is.
I like.
David, can I have a moment with your nanny, please?
Oh my.
Valona, I think he's into you.
Nimona, can I have a moment, please? Sorry.
Sir.
I'm going to help you.
She beckons you to follow her into the kitchen.
I sigh. I can't tell him. I think you know what I mean.
It wouldn't make a difference if you did. I've been trying to tell him for a long time, but he's got his head up in clouds. Just like his father.
I get that. I get that. But, I mean, his father meant well. He seems to mean well. It's just... I can't bring myself to break his heart.
Like I said, make a difference anyways.
About this time, I'm going to bust in the kitchen, sort of ushering the rest of the group in. Come on, we got plenty of snacks. Bologna, my siblings in town?
No? Okay. Pretty much everybody has been ushered out of there. I hear there's war, but I hope the battles don't reach it here. But
Yeah, to ask you about all the suits in town. What's all that about?
I would stay away from them if I were you. Lord knows we don't need any trouble that you might cause.
I can't promise that. You know, we are big time heroes. You know, we gotta kind of go where duty calls.
And listen to me. And listen good. The best thing you can do is go shoo on to the west and find yourself something else to occupy your time while they sort out this mess with the barrier and the Illidur Empire. It shouldn't take them longer than a year or two and they get it all together. Hell, you come back, we may be flying banners of green.
That bad.
I don't want you mixed up in any of this war nonsense. No sense in a young man dying for an old man's war.
Speaking of old men, where's Vicar?
Where's the who?
Vicar.
I'm sure he's about somewhere.
If you see him, tell him I'm doing great. Now, I know Pop's Armory is somewhere around here. I just can't remember where he kept the secret door.
I could probably suss out where it is. I'm quite good at finding things. Would I get advantage from David's help? Possibly his memory. Oops, I should have used my expertise, but let's go with this.
It's still 23.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah. That'll do it. You do find a hidden
Right here.
This is where he kept all the good stuff. Viola, I forgot to mention, we're gonna save the world. This big, mean, scary guy's trying to raise up a whole bunch of evil things or something like that. The details are kind of fuzzy. But we're gonna stop him. All this war nonsense.
It will still happen, but we'll avoid it.
And you can
Hopefully.
let me take you first from your farm. Same I thought I raised you better than that.
It's not taking, I just borrowing.
Without asking.
Yeah, soon you can talk to me.
Yeah, you sent me a letter.
That he does. Speaking
We're gonna meet him eventually, I think. I'm pretty sure. He's definitely gonna be involved in all this, I'm sure.
well, a letter arrived for you a few days back.
Is it from Pops?
I would imagine so. It came with fruit, but I think it might be a little small for you.
Let me see.
She hands you this package that it's opened already, but inside of it is a letter and a cloak that is incredibly too small for you. It would be like a short cape if you were to put it on.
Oh man, he's so loving. He always thinks about me. Sends me gifts, letters.
It is beautiful. It is a royal blue in color on the outside facing part. On the inside, it is a nice royal purple. Velvet.
Any symbolism on it or anything?
No.
Would I be able to tell if this thing was made in a specific area?
You can certainly try.
Which one that would be? History? Investigation?
I would say your pick.
Nah, we'll do this.
You know that this is finely made, and it definitely had to have been done in a major city of some sort. That city having to have been, because of the colors, having to have been somewhere in the Prayer Dynasty.
The Prayer Dynasty. I'm gonna put the cape on the best I can. Start reading the letter.
You put it on, which it's easy enough to do because it just kind of clasps around the neck. And it goes down to about the small of your back. This is something that clearly was meant for a child, but it works.
Hell yeah.
The letter goes into some details about his journey fighting the dragon. It goes into a bit of conversation about the people he's currently traveling with. One of which sounds a little familiar. You tell maybe this was something he meant to send a while back. He speaks of plans to go into the mountains, north of the mountains, where he believes there's riches to be found.
Riches. Just like Pops, man.
Bastards doing it without me, huh? Typical.
Can't keep him away from a good adventure. I'll tell you that much. After reading it, I'm gonna fold it up real gently, put it in a little pocket in my bag, or no, in my coat, my bad. And then nod it. I'm gonna march into the secret armory, see if there's anything in there.
Okay. You go in the armory. You've been in here a few times. And it's not exactly how you remember. You remember it being polished and shined and just full of wonders. But here, after a few years of sitting, it's dust covered. There's no candles keeping it lit. And there are very few things hanging on the wall.
Pops is kind of running dry on hokey pokies. Any scimitars?
There are. You see two laid up on the wall in the shape of an X.
I'm gonna take mine off, just sort of throw it on the nearest bench. Reach up and grab one of those.
and unsheath it.
It looks finely polished, but there's dust on it, a layer of dust. It hasn't been touched and moved in a while.
Good enough. Strap that bad boy on. You fellas can, or anything you'd like,
I will look at what is around,
Looking around,
like the type of weapons.
there is a spear on the adjacent wall. Across from that, there is a shield. And just kind of haphazardly thrown about one of the shelves is a pair of brass knuckles.
Ooh, there are brass knuckles.
Ooh,
In each one of the knuckles, there's a different rune carved into it.
Can I attempt using identify?
Sure.
Okay, you'd sit down with those knuckle dusters and say, give me 10 minutes and start ritual casting identify. What do they do?
Well, within that 10 minutes, David's nanny comes down with the tea and starts passing it out. And it's just like, dude, God, this place really needs to be cleaned up. Haven't been in here in forever. She heads back into the kitchen to go grab some rags. But after the 10 minutes, you find that the brass knuckles give you a +2 to your damage.
Ooh. +2 to damage.
And
That's nice.
any attacks made with those count as magical.
Is there anything in here that I recognize from our adventures together? I'd also like to investigate the room more, see if there's like any more hidden panels.
Investigation. Okay, so 12. You don't find any hidden panels. You do see a couple of maps, a few journals. But no, aside from the maps, there's nothing really that gives off the feeling of a time that you traveled with.
Fair enough.
so Zephyr,
Yes?
those knuckles.
They boost our damage output, allow us to hit a bit faster, a bit harder, and they have magical aura to them, so most things that would be normally resistant to our punches they wouldn't have their supernatural resistance. They are a good piece of gear.
Do we need both? Would a person need both of them for them to be effective?
As far as I can tell, no. Do you want them?
Yeah. And if we only need one for it to be effective, then one each.
DM, does it take both of us to both of these knuckle dusters for them to take effect?
No, it doesn't. In fact, it doesn't even require a teammate.
All right.
Okay. One each, and we get a few more tools to punch things a bit harder.
Yeah.
Although we need to inform the. How did you say she was called?
My nanny?
The nanny?
Yeah,
Delana.
Valona. But we need to inform Valona that we are taking them and return them once this entire mess is over and done with.
I'm sure his father wouldn't mind. I'm sure his father would understand. At least I hope he would.
He probably wouldn't mind, but you never know.
Yeah, best not to borrow something and not say anything. We'll send a letter to him, and I'll make sure to sign it, as well as David.
Nervously trying to justify potentially stealing.
Yes, Dad. I let my buddies borrow your magical knuckle dusters. They're really cool. Yeah, this happened.
Super serious PS note for Baldur. Yeah, I'm with your son. He's okay. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
About what time is it?
About right now, it is probably dinner time. Yeah, I've traveled quite a bit of
Perfect.
ways to get here, so
I'm gonna head back out into the kitchen. Start basically shaking the place down. Delana, do we got any bear claws or donuts or anything like that?
she turns around and smacks you with a wooden spoon. I'm making Alfredo. Now get out of my kitchen.
It's not for me. It's not for me. I was gonna go visit somebody. Just save me some Alfredo for later. Feed the boys. Oh, and girl.
She holds
Feed the Bat Lords.
She holds the spoon out to you. You best not leave without saying goodbye. They're in the pantry right there. She turns around and goes back to cooking.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be back. Won't take me long. Give her a kiss on the forehead. And take my bear claws. You fellas get comfortable.
We will.
I am worried.
I go into the kitchen.
As he goes out the door, and I make sure that the door is shut. We need to have a serious chat. All of us, including you. I look towards the nanny, Lenona.
Alright.
Sorry, this might be abrupt, but I don't know how to tell it. I can't keep it secret anymore. His father... How do I say this?
That as a dodo bird?
No, he was successful. Wildly successful. Fortunately successful. Like a good luck charm, but... things he did were...
Sadistic asshole?
No, foolish at times, but he always succeeded. David has this image that his father's perfect and great, but it's not quite that.
So,
And no,
David's father is a very lucky version of David.
I don't know, maybe he's just as lucky, even luckier. I mean, David's done some great things and he's been successful as well. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, whenever Senior and us did this, well, nothing would go wrong per se, but I don't know. I can't break it to him, and being here with his nanny, I had to say something. That's why.
That his father is there has equal amount of luck and skill, unlike him, who's mostly just luck. Did I guess that right?
I wouldn't say that. He definitely has skill. David definitely has skill. I could see it in him. He has so much potential, and seeing him fight and do things, I want him to guide him right. Don't agree with the deal you made earlier, but that's for you. But, yeah, because I have a daughter myself, I have this need and urge to protect him like he's my own. And it just doesn't feel right lying to him all the time, being up his father, acting like he's someone he's not. But he is to a degree.
Why keep it a secret? Like, I think David would like that he's just like his father, not in the way that he is serious, but humanize it. Based on what we've seen, that he's been basically raised by a nanny, and this gift, which obviously for a child, they're not thinking about how his son has grown. It may humanize him rather than making his father a story.
I don't know. It just for some reason can't do it. No. Lenona, you've tried, right?
Only way he will ever learn quickly and effectively is if we were to be cruel and allow him to fail and fail miserably. It would force him to rethink the way he does things. I do not want him to fail, but
when does this become a conversation about him failing? I thought this was a conversation about informing him about his father not being the stoic hero that he imagined.
because he believes that his father is a hero, that no matter what happens, he will always succeed as long as he believes he's a hero. We need to make him experience failure to make it easier to hammer into his head that his father is equally liable for failure as he is.
But he didn't fail. That's the thing of it. I swear on my life, wildly successful.
David doesn't need to know that his father so far hasn't failed.
David doesn't. David knows because he's grown up hearing the stories, not just from his father, but from fellow adventurers. He's grown up reading the letters, talking to his father. He knows his father. David's idea of his father being a hero isn't wrong. His father is a hero.
Very much so. It's just, for what it is and how it is, the truth of the matter is he's a hero, and yet...
He's clumsy.
Yes.
His deeds are heroic.
Now, I may be lost due to being an outside observer. How is this a problem?
Not, but I'm afraid one day it's gonna catch up to us somehow, and it's gonna be trouble. Maybe that's why. Could be why Seraphina wanted him specifically.
Zephyr, question.
Ask away.
Did you think she was... Because when she said, as a choice, kill David, she gave you a reason, right? Like, not a in-depth reason, but a nebulous reason of you look like you care about him the most.
Yes, that is her explanation. Why?
Did it look like she was holding any information back at that?
Yes, but she always holds something back. She always has something hidden up her sleeve. Some decision, some information, and she's not gonna give it without a hefty price.
Alright? The whole thing that is getting me is we just tell David the truth and then say because he was crazily successful but also is very human individual that has some faults which he succeeds despite of, he may have made enemies, and be careful.
I don't know. If anyone's going to do it, it should be me. I'm the one who knew his father best.
Like,
Always
you're the only one besides the nanny that has known the father.
Yes. We'll come back to it. It's just... something's rubbing me wrong. Something's not making sense. And when things don't make sense, I want to make it make sense.
Those words made absolutely no sense.
You'll come to understand. Well, let's get back to dinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am, would you like assistance in the Alfredo?
Alright. Y'all go sit, relax. I've got this. If there's anything I can do right, it's in this kitchen. Now, we'll pause there. And we'll pick up next time with David.